Mention Kerala, and one of the first things that comes to mind is the picture of a highly literate society. A state where sweepers and peons holding post-graduation does not make news. Of course, it's common knowledge that high literacy and education are two different things. So this week, in a state where PhDs are dime a dozen, it took a confident trickster with no degrees to expose how hollow, vain and worthless literacy can be if it is not blended with logic, rational thinking and plain common sense. In other words, why Kerala is a textbook tiger. It took this man to tell Keralites on their faces that the degrees they hold aren't worth the papers they printed on. Here's a promo video of Monson Mavunkal, a man whose past is shrouded in mystery, but who could take for a ride the supposedly intellectual elite of Kerala from virtually every walk of life.
A man, versatile and motivational. A renowned cosmetologist and philanthropist, Dr. Monson Mavunkal.
Monson Mavunkal projected himself as the ultimate antiques dealer, making outlandish claims, saying he had in his possession the staff of Moses, 2 of the 30 silver coins that Judas got for betraying Jesus, and a centuries-old replica of the butter pot of Krishna. Someone in his right senses would have taken him for an outright fraudster lying through his nose, but Kerala's clever and mighty admired, applauded and adored the conman. Monson's legions of admirers included priests, bishops, politicians, journalists, film personalities, and of course the regular suspects, IAS and IPS officers.
Our main chief guest നമ്മുടെ ആദരണീയനായ മോൺസൺ സാറാണ്. ഡോക്ടർ മോൺസൺ മാവുങ്കൽ സാറായിരുന്നു.
മാവുങ്കൽ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ കുടുംബം ഞാൻ അദ്ദേഹത്തെ പ്രത്യേകം അനുമോദിക്കുകയാണ്.
മതസൗഹാർദ്ദത്തോടുകൂടിയുള്ള ഒരു പ്രവർത്തന ശൈലിയാണ് നമ്മുടെ മോനിച്ചൻ സ്വീകരിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്.
മോൺസൺ ഇതിനെ ലൂർദ് മാതാ പള്ളി ഒന്നാമതായിട്ട് വരുന്ന ഒരു സ്ഥിതിവിശേഷത്തിലേക്ക് അദ്ദേഹം മാറ്റി.
The state police chief was conned into sitting on what was passed off a Tipu Sultan's throne, holding a staff, while his additional DGP stood by with a sword in hand. The top cops did stop there. They could rest easy only after ensuring that there was a police beat point outside Monson's house so that all the billions worth of his fake antiques could be protected. Kerala's media, both social and conventional, walked right into Monson's deceptive parlor. Social media influencers broadcast Monson's greatness far and wide, while Kerala's oldest newspaper, the Deepika, which dates back to 1887, carried a Sunday feature on Monson's antique collection. Monson, of course, kept all of them happy, lavishing money on churches, or sponsoring a birthday party of a police officer here or a journalist there. Finally, the Kerala High Court had to gently tell the police that their actions were laughable, falling prey to such eccentric claims. The court observed that the least police officers could have done on seeing elephant tusks in somebody's house was to take action, not give him protection. Now, how could a society like Kerala's, which takes great pride in its literacy achievements, fall prey to such fraudsters? And how could people in responsible positions in Kerala be hobnobbing with such shady characters? I asked historian and social scientist P.K. Michael Tharagan.
But I feel that, the Kerala society is producing decision makers of the lowest quality. Lowest quality is presiding over our society. Not that, there is no brilliance around, but, as a collective, they're behaving like there is no tomorrow.
Tony Thomas, Chief Digital and Information Officer of the Amsterdam-based Dutch MNC Signify, feels decades of migration out of Kerala has severely impacted the state, with the cream of society moving out, taking with them the combined merit, proficiency, expertise and competency. He commented, We often talk about the brain drain out of Kerala. When people leave, it is not just the brain that leaves the state, but other types of competencies also. That's why I prefer not to call this merely brain drain, but a competencies drain. The likes of Monson Mavunkal do not fall from the sky, but are a reflection of what happens across the society. Like today's religious leaders preach simple and frugal living, but themselves roll in luxury. Or like the state government inviting investors, rolling out a red carpet for them, and then entangling them in a maze of rules and regulations. Or as more recently, the state government giving a false halo to its education sector by gifting high marks and grades to everyone, making it virtually impossible for anybody to fail in an exam in Kerala. Kerala's once famous education sector is now running on a fraudulent image as outrageous as Monson stories, built on a foundation of free marks for all. All of India is taking notice. See what the Indian Express reported yesterday, October 5. 100 apply for 20 seats in Delhi University College. All have 100%, all but one from Kerala. When an entire state conspires to give false pride to its youth with free marks, expect many more Monsons and millions of ignoramuses to fall for such falsehoods in a state full of textbook tigers. This video is dedicated to P.S. Thomas Pathalil of Nedumkunnam in Kerala's Kottayam district, who passed away this week. Thomas was so grateful to the UAE, where he worked 25 years, that when he retired and returned to Kerala for good in 2002, he brought with him a bottle of sand from Liva, Abu Dhabi, where he had spent 25 years of expatriate life. And he wanted that bottle of sand to be in his coffin when he passed away, a wish that his family fulfilled this week. A poignant case of an outpouring of gratitude to every grain of sand of the nation that nurtured his career in life.